Federation of Grassroots NGOs. So I welcome you all again, and as customary, we organize this kind of pre-conference before we embark into the BGM itself. So this is part of the BGM of Friends of the Earth International. We will try to bridge between the local communities and global movements. So hosting this BGM is also an opportunity for us to showcase our work on a global platform and to contribute to shaping FOEI's and Bela strategies for the coming years. So we have shared purpose. So over the next 2 days, we hope this space becomes one of the, reflection, learning, sharing, solidarity, courage, and meaningful action. As we gather here in Sabah today, close to communities who live with the consequences of climate injustice on a daily basis, let us remember that environmental justice is not just a campaign or a policy agenda or issue. It is all about, human rights. It is a moral imperative. It is a commitment to future generations who deserve to inherit a healthy planet from us, thriving ecosystems, and a just world. Let us renew here our determination to advance people's rights, ecological justice, and the power of collective resistance. Thank you all once again for being with us and for your solidarity.
ধন্যবাদ কাসিমা ইসলামকে স্বাগত বক্তব্য প্রদান করার জন্য।
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Sri Lanka is currently experiencing severe flooding. Due to this emergency situation, Mr. Hemanta Wittanegi, Chair of Friends of the Earth International, is unable to join us in person for the inauguration. He is currently on a flight to Dhaka, and we hope he will be able to join us shortly. We sincerely regret his absence and appreciate your understanding. However, he has kindly shared a video message for this occasion. We will now proceed to play his speech. Thank you.
In this program, so we engage with the United Nations organization and we try to mobilize the people around the world against the corporations who are taking money through these various programs and grab all our resources. So we know that these corporations are responsible for polluting this world. As a result, we are facing climate change, poverty, and also countries like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, we are affected by the debt crisis. We have one of the largest populations in South Asia, and we know that just last week Sri Lanka was heavily affected with new cyclone, and more than 1,000 people are still missing or dead. And the devastation happened because of this cyclone is enormous, and so it will take years for us to build back. So this is the same story in India and Bangladesh and Philippines, Indonesia, and many other countries in our region. So only if the people are united and if people are fighting for environmental justice, that's the only way we can advocate our governments, our decision makers, our lawmakers to change the way they are dealing with these issues. We know Bangladesh Environmental Lawyers Association, BELA, is one of the leading environmental organizations in our region, and they have brought a number of court cases to the Supreme Court and to the Appeal Court to change these government decisions. We do the same thing in many of our countries, and we have members come from Latin American countries, African countries, and across Asia, and also the European countries. We all are on the same agenda on fighting for environmental justice. So the communities who are affected by these big corporations and also big pollutions, we are the people who bring the justice to these communities. I hope this conference will be a success, and I know that when I read the agenda, I see a lot of speakers come from Bangladesh and from other countries who are members from the Friends of the Earth International are engaging in these discussions. I wish their experiences, their first-hand experiences, as well as their stories can change the people's mind, and we will be together, and we will have more power, we will have more energy to fight against the environmental pollution and bring environmental justice. Thank you very much, and I wish you a good engagement in this international conference on environmental justice. Thank you.
Now, it's my honor to invite Ms. Nayoka Martinez, First Secretary for Environment and Climate Change and Deputy Head of Development Cooperation CEDA, to deliver her speech as our special guest.
Good morning. May I stand? It's easier to breathe. Okay. I'm very excited to be part of this event today. I represent the government of Sweden here in Bangladesh. I work with environment and climate issues here in Bangladesh. We have had environmental protection as an important focus of our collaboration, Bangladesh-Sweden, from the very beginning, since the founding of Bangladesh. And so we can say that the journey Bangladesh has taken in its efforts to protect its environment and to develop in an environmentally sustainable way is a journey that we have walked with them through. And so it is so exciting to gather allies, in this journey, in this room, and to see how far we have gone and what we can learn from each other. Now, when coming here, I wasn't so sure what to say, because you wake up in the morning and you see all sorts of negative things happening in the world today. If it's not political, it's a catastrophe. It's so many things. It's war. Where I live, for example, there's a lot of talk about war in Ukraine and things like that. And this is the reality we have. This morning when I woke up, we were talking about earthquake risk because we just experienced an earthquake here in Bangladesh, and it has scared our children because it's the strongest we have felt, or at least our children have felt. So this is the kind of the conditions that we have to work with as grassroots organizations fighting for environmental protection. Now, I was looking as well at the Environmental Performance Index recently because we try to do all these yearly assessments, right? And Bangladesh, like many of its countries in the region, we have a lot to do. Bangladesh is 174 or 175 out of 180 in terms of all the indicators that are being measured in this index. And I know that a number of you represent countries that are also struggling with these different indicators and the performance of our own governments around this thing. But this is not a time for like dwelling on what is depressing, because there's so much of that. But I think this opportunity to gather is also an opportunity to see where we could be better in building on this alliance and using this alliance to strengthen our respective work. And I was thinking of the word accountability, because this is exactly the place where we affirm our accountability as organizations, as members of Friends of the Earth, our accountability towards the communities we represent, and also the members of this network, because we are here to help and reinforce each other. Another word that I talk about kind of walking into this room is adaptability. And I reflect on this because, we, as the Swedish embassy, we've had a long relationship with Bella, the host of this event. And Bella used to be known as the organization that's suing the government here and there. I mean, if you look at the cases, you have something like, how many? 250 environmental, public interest environmental litigations. But Bella is also adapting to the fact that you can't just, you can't just be in a conflict situation. In many cases, there has to be a constructive meeting of minds and meeting of efforts, especially if we want to work with our government counterparts or local governments. I remember traveling with Bella a few months ago. We went to a well-known area here in Bangladesh called Rajshahi. And in Rajshahi, it's known as the green capital of Bangladesh. But when we were walking around the city, we also saw that even the best intentioned projects may not exactly bring about its intended purposes. So for instance, Rajshahi is trying to save wetlands, but the manner or the methods of securing wetlands may not be the right way. So instead of suing the government, I mean, an organization like Bella would actually be working with them through education, through training, and through different ways of engaging the communities in that area to work with their local authorities to change the methods that one is used to for infrastructure purposes. So that is adaptability for me, and that is something that I hope will be talked about in the next couple of days. The changing and the adaptability of the methods we use to engage with our government. And finally, I would like to reflect on the word inclusion, because if there is something that the government of Bangladesh has been doing much more of, it is to include civil society in the spaces that used to be reserved for only government people. The Secretary of the Ministry of Environment is here, and it's an indication that she sees grassroots organization as a partner in environmental development of Bangladesh. There is the government of Bangladesh has launched what is called the Bangladesh Climate Development Partnership, which is actually a very high-level collaboration led by the Prime Minister's or the Chief Advisor's Office, and represented by all the heads of ministries that are concerned about climate and environment issues. And civil society is being given a space in this decision-making body. And so this is an opportunity now to see where this opportunity, these chances, these channels of engagements could be like for us grassroots organizations and movements, and how we will change or how we will adapt the way we communicate and we partner with the government to get to that, to achieve this aspired for change in our systems and in our situation. So I'm very, very hopeful about the outcome of this 11-day 11-day meeting of Friends of the Earth. I hope that the Swedish government will continue working with you in the different areas where you are based in, and let's hope let's be hopeful in spite of. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nayoka, for your insightful remarks. এই মুহূর্তে আমি অনুরোধ জানাচ্ছি জনাব সর্দার এম আসফাকুজ্জামান, অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট রেসিডেন্ট রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভ ইউনাইটেড নেশনস ডেভেলপমেন্ট প্রোগ্রাম ইউএনডিপি বাংলাদেশকে বিশেষ অতিথি হিসেবে তার বক্তব্য প্রদানের জন্য।
Okay, thank you very much and very good morning, colleagues. I'm very happy to be here. And today we have in this August gathering, we have our honorable advisor for the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. She's joining online. We have in person here respected Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. We have colleague from Sweden Embassy, Naoka, and also we have Chair of BELA, Environment Lawyers Association, my colleague friend Taslima from BELA, and also very importantly we have participants all over the world representing Friends of the Earth International, different chapters, some country chapter, and also we have participants from different government ministries, representative from media. So very warm welcome and good morning to everyone. This is a very important gathering, and I feel like environmental issue is not really maintaining or doesn't maintain any boundary. So when it is a cross-boundary issue or trans-boundary issue, then this type of gathering where we are seeing that the participation from across the world, represented from different countries, are joining here together, that really makes a sense that the environmental issues and the environmental justice need to be addressed together, unitedly, not isolatedly, and it cannot be really dealt isolatedly. So I think these joining hands is very important, and I really welcome the international delegates who are here today. Welcome to Bangladesh, and I believe that the joining these hands will really express the solidarity, the environmental issues and concerns that we are facing in your country and we are facing in Bangladesh as well. So in UNDP, globally we have been working on environmental issues and environmental justice, and we believe environmental justice cannot be separated from the broader social justice. So if you want to ensure the social justice, then environmental justice is an inseparable issue to be attended. So in that considerations, UNDP always feel environmental issues concerned and addressing the environmental justice issues is very, very important and critically important. I personally feel like human rights and justice is one aspect, and we see that whenever any human rights injustice happen, then we have a remedial measures. I mean the legal measures are there, court is there, and then we can go to the court and we can seek for remedies. But if we consider the environmental justice issue or the environmental rights, particularly the nature rights, nowadays we know this terminology is nature right, then the natural entity, for example, river, wetland, ecosystem, those also have rights to live, they have also right to exist, coexist with human being, and then they also have right to really grow and remain in the nature. So if as the human being, we, for our own personal interest and sake, if we abuse those environmental entities or misuse those environmental entities, then we actually harm their natural rights to remain, to exist, and to stay mostly due to peoples and the citizens or the human beings, mostly due to peoples and the citizens or the human beings, irresponsible behavior to the nature. So the thing is, if we want to address the climate change, then we need to address the climate environmental justice. If we want to address the